Because obviously I'm not going to speak more about the department. Department doesn't recognize us. That one is clear. Yeah, when they don't recognize us, even no matter what recognize them, but it's clear because they continue doing events without us. They continue calling people outside the country. I remember there was a time they even called, I think there was, not even going to talk about, but they did like events where, like, my events, like big artists. But my artists, they don't benefit, like province.
Sanbonani idlovukazi lena mntwana senkomazi mntwana sembombela mntwana South Africa ePumalanga. You are watching the grind visuals. Yeah.
The grind visuals. #memories in motion.
Greetings, this is DJ Mnyasa, the Mixing Buddha. Welcome to Mbombela Online Podcast. Why not Mpumalanga Artist Podcast, the third episode. Today we are with Freedom. He will introduce himself. I know him as one of the prestigious designers. Let's now in a sport. Because I'm into his space. La nkanza khona kune art kunanani mhlambe kuningi la kwenda ngaphandle nje kwedesigner kakhulu. Pinze futhi ngangambona nje aba activist letinye ke into lefaka phakathi nje iart. Kanike I'm holding a stick I think I'm falling in love with the stick. So yeah, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Hey Bobby, ukahle?
Mnyasa.
Formality.
Okay.
Sure. Start speaking before you labangakwadi and understand ukuthi this interview will go down in the future. Your children will come and watch on YouTube.
Yeah.
Time of so you must make sure things that you are saying are things that will be relevant even in the near future because your children, because I believe in preserving history.
Yeah.
So documenting stuff. So yeah, so in short, just share about Freedom Ngomane, so yeah, sure. Let's get you minai.
Yeah. Freedom Ngululeko, igama lami Ngululeko mina.
Sure.
Ngomane. La Freedom babamba sibafuna lesilungu esikolweni what's freedom.
Yeah.
So but Ngululeko mina igama lami. My Fristo is a nickname from high school.
Right.
So I'm a fashion designer. I don't call myself normally as a fashion designer. I'm an artist.
Yes.
Because you can see Space Sam is surrounded by art.
Yes, sure.
When I'm an artist, I'm an entrepreneur. So
so much of that draw. I can see there is art all over here. Some drawings, some paintings, as well as some material from fabrics. Because this one is more famous. I think I know you ngale fabric le. So as stars just be ukukhulela kuphi isikhichime island before sihamba sigena kakhulu like designing ukuthi ukhulela kuphi ukhula njani uqala njani futhi nangomkhakha lesibona nje ubhizi ngawo kakhulu.
Okay. Yeah, good drawer, ngiyadrawer. Mina ngimfana khona la kaBhokweni. Linye indzaba bayibita ngekuthi kusemangozini esimingoza.
Sure.
Lela khona lapho kulenzawo leyo. I do draw. From grade 1, I can remember because sketch. I used to do my drawings ngendele bandu, even at my shop. So and then Mankula, then I started meeting my artists like Lamani, great artists like Bopop Mnis, one of Blackstone, yeah, one so yeah, but yeah.
So now sesifika njani la ngoba sesikwathi thina udesigner kakhulu ke impahla siyakubona kakhulu nje ba fashion shows nako konke lokho kufika njani ekuthaneni sogcina so designer ke impahla ngoba esikoleni bowendi art which is drawing. So the love of drawing, how did it transcend ukuthi ifike kuthunga manje because ekuthunga classified men were sewers of shoes. That's why shoelaymen. They put it like that. So then now, how is it that because that's Morocco and tunga bafat ufika njani lapho?
Yeah, no, we had to Nachiro no se Malawi, so Okay, but sometimes more. I want to see. Sure. So when the Malawi, maybe now being envelope, the Malawi. What to Malawi? I tunga.
One Ngomane in Malawi.
No, man sing ya should.
Oh, so now right. Alright, now we are two. Ukala njani tunga wakho uthukela so we are tunga. Qala uthunga ini ufundiswa ngibani sihambe nje nathi nje satatateli yeah.
All right. Kusho thunga mina I started as an artist being drawer from primary school, high school.
Sure.
I was known as someone do blinding dweba.
Sure.
So then when I was doing grade 12, ngatholakala sengidrawela abantu Morocco. Yeah, bengithengisa sketch nga 50 rand. Mawufuna Morocco le metric drawings ngiyakudwebela. Ngithengisela 50.
When was that?
That was 2007.
This man was managed, okay?
Yeah.
Sure.
So 2007 I was drawing sketches on my dress and then but my plan was to do psychology.
Sure.
But I started falling in love, I think 2008 after completing my grade 12. I started a gap year. And then on my gap year, I went for these trainings. Like I was working at Con. They were teaching us about fashion. I fall in love with fashion. And then fashion, I converted my gifted drawer into sketching like dresses, and then ngabachallenge ukuthi hey nesengithanza fashion angisafuni kwenda psychology ngifuna kwenda fashion design time lami la raba lathi nix
manje bathini khathi uqala kudweba eMorocco.
No, like endlini because bebathi ukuthi artist, but they were like ngathi the idea yema fashion design especially eMpumalanga it's something le bengavame mina ngimfana wasemangozini yabona lo muntu lo sofuna kufala nababe Diviliers lo luthunga amabruku lapha na so stela ska
mina ngifuna la beRocco lo sesibonke waMorocco uyindoda lapha rockweni
nzetela le so no into le ngihambe ngayenda financial management after grade 12 and then while ngende financial management kwaba ne competition yekuthungela the first Miss Mpumalanga la wawina bompumile phoko khona.
Right. Sure.
So nga sketch I did like my sketches one of my lectures Mr. Kwabe assisted to apply bebafuna ama design yabona, and then my sketch was nominated as one of like the best sketches yabona. So and then we were required ukuthi sithunge la Morocco leli what drawile lapha, and I mean ekuthunga ngwadi I was doing finance yabona, and then ngagcina sengitholakala ngizinza lapha eGwalagwaleni becwele bomake bekuthunga nje labaningi lapha eAeropark. Ngihamba ngifuna abantu bekuthunga ngabatholi abantu abathi ngithungela lento le ngifuna ngagcina ngihlangana nalomnyisi bathi ngilidi ngiyabona. And then nguyelwa ngendlela le rock le for Mpumalanga, and then I started being inspired ukuthi why don't I learn nami ukuthi ngithunge, because normally benginika ukuthi mangidraw la sketch nginika abantu babathungele abayikhiphi lento le mina lengifunayo, and then let me learn ukuze ukuthi mangenda sketch ngikhona ukukhipha the exact thing le ngidrawile yabona. So Morocco afikele lapho, and then after completing finance yami, actually I didn't even complete, I dropped out in final year, and then ngahamba ngayenda fashion design.
So you started fashion design in which school?
Mfunze Nezela.
Where is that?
It was here, but it was like a school by a lady from London. Yeah. So ngafunza ngaenda lapho first year ngingana mali mangindi first year, and then since I'm talented nginika the first 6 months ukuthi ngofunza for free. And then ngahamba ngafunza ngayenda fashion. It was nice man, like creativity, like bengigqoka vele bengi design everywhere la ngihamba khona.
So now I think I also saw you wearing was it you or someone or one of your designs people wearing something like newspaper of some sort. So what inspired that newspaper thing? Because I think it was one of the dresses that were trending, especially in Alana Elo World. So take us through, go to figure njani, because I think I also saw another guy Matsulu Temba. Temba is also a designer, and I got especially my shorts. I newspaper, and it was more famous. I think most people they will relate with that design. So take us through lapo why in my newspaper.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay, I mean I liked patchwork.
What is that?
Patchwork, it's more like by bitang I forget like the fashion term le basebenzisa lona. It's cut out, by bitang cut out. Ngilokuthi uthole ijin bayinde ama patch like it's cut out. So mina ngacala ngikwenda ama cut out.
Sure.
Ukuthi ngithatha impahla ngijube and then ngipatcha yabo njalo njalo. And then from there, mangenda malona ma cut out. Benginekwendela most guys from like Bulkwala Kwalini, Bo, The Voice, and were supporting me. And then from doing malona ma cut out, I started doing like maprugu mafage tikoshinyana like kwamen, kuthi prugu vela tikosh like kwamen. And then one day I met this other lady. She inspired me a lot. One Bating Toe from Pushback Ridge, and she used to support me a lot. And then this and then we started using Lenduangle Makama newspaper with her. And then Mangi Mendela like with Lenduangle newspaper, Samba. And then I started deciding, let me work on a collection. Fabrically, I did a whole collection, Masu 2-piece, nan. I think it was 2013. I started doing. I thought that's the collection that made a name for me. And then mangenda that collection, a guy from Batinkaba, like ETV from Inkaba, saw it on Facebook, and then one phone I met up with him. I'm Tresa, that was the first celebrity I dressed. And then from there was a lot of people, Bomandoza, they liked it. Yeah, when they yeah.
So but like about 20 like how many years do now like on the designing space as a designer, like to dress people or to design clothes?
This is my 11th year.
11th year.
Yeah.
Yeah, ne. Now we have worked. So yeah. So now having to, because I think in Mbombela we don't have much people or more people, especially my male la designer, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, bona bochirla ba paya ba 2 and attend my fashion shows.
Yeah.
So take us through my fashion shows then, because I can see fashion shows. I don't know much about them, but I think that's where designers are showcasing their brands as well as their clothes or stuff. So I have been seeing fashion shows on TV, but most of the dresses that I see in my fashion shows, my dresses are too new, but me, and I'm like, I can't wear that thing. So just take us through the fashion shows, because I think you've been attending a lot of fashion shows. Hambe nje kahle kuthi iqala njani into laMpumalanga ikhona into endeka ko annually like lo attenda ko noma lo busy ngayo likuthathe yakubeka on that spotlight, because I think we do need to have a lot of fashion shows whereby people will showcase whatever that they are designing. So yeah, take us through sketchy video writing.
Okay, sure. Mpumalanga, what I can say, mina mangcala bekude like a fashion show. This is our fashion show. Meaning it's ngicala nje kuba more active beketsa phela bathi in the Mpumalanga Fashion Week. So le era Mpumalanga Fashion Week angizange experience. So I started doing my own fashion shows, because esikolweni lapho ngifundza khona we had one annual show, graduation. And then after like while ngisesikolweni, I think 2013 I did my first fashion show. It's been connected, and luckily there was a lady from New York who one support. We just did my first fashion show 2013. I met a guy called Nati. He's a designer, and I began 70 Ulwets by that time. And then we had like ideas where he was doing shows on his own, and I was doing like my shows. Like we had like this Kasi Fashion Week. So I liked working with different type of people, different cultures. So what I used to do with the Kasi fashion shows, being in my shows, Bonkomazi, Bwandebele, Wheatbank, Pushback Ridge, Bushafza, Chicago, Maivula. I was the first person to do shows in Chicago. So I was just like almost every week or twice a month, I would do a fashion show, about like moving around. So the passion was more into creating and showcasing. It was not about making money. I didn't care about making money at that time. It was just about the craft. And I had a lot of, most of the guys being funza na bubi chima. And I'm being chima back then, 2007. So being skoranyana. So but like I fell in love in the fashion. I was no longer focusing to waiting to teach him, but the guys were still part of each team. So and then I took my boys, would say machita, we are modeling, and then so we were my model. So around that time I had the best models. Because we were 6-pack, so everywhere la samba corner and fika ni machita, my model. I show like girls over as tons of model. I would always come and ask if never part of the show. So yeah, that's how I started doing my shows. But as we grew, And Nati started doing his own show. I feel like that was more of a solid show. Mpumalanga Fashion Extravaganza.
Sure, I think
Yabona,
I've heard of
Mpumalanga
it, yeah.
Fashion Extravaganza, it's a fashion show lehlanganisa ma-designers onke asempumalanga. Uyabona. From there, from Mpumalanga Fashion Extravaganza, I was doing more shows then in Joburg and also moving outside of the country. In Joburg, I would meet people labang exposed outside the country. And then I started making a lot of contacts. And then I did my first international show, because we never ended discuss Fashion Weeks. And then I did my first international show la Ngutini. It was Africa Fashion Week. We did it with the Africa Fashion Committee. So I think we had about 15 countries. So ended khona la in 2019. Unfortunately, our government was like, no, we can't sponsor Ndolena. It's impossible to let 15 countries in one place.
But they didn't believe in that.
Yeah, they didn't believe it. Like, people at that time, they were like, no, I'm going to connect 15 countries in one space.
Then you did.
And I did.
Then what did they say after that?
No, people came, but I think they take because most people had a problem with why am I doing such shows, bringing people from outside the country and people from Joburg, KZN, Cape Town. Why am I in the tropic? But my aim was not about like doing it in town. It was about inspiring people from where I'm from, young people. So yeah.
So now, after you've seen, you were able to connect with people from other countries, bringing them into our space of which that also boosts local economic development. What is it that they did after to see that you have got the muscle to do that, in sponsoring you or giving you some funding to do it at town where like most people are expecting such an event to send it down because it draws a number of people from other countries? What is it that they did after that? Because I can see that you did very well. Mao showed you visited other countries as well as you went to Joburg, and you being in Joburg, you get exposed. We have a Department of Culture, Sports and Recreation whereby they need to support such initiatives, such shows whereby people are showcasing their creations, hence it's recreation. So like in your 11 years, what is it? How did they assisted you? How you assisted? Where is the departments coming in assisting you? Kulama shows wakulowenda.
Okay, meaning like I'll be like very honest. It's for me personally, freedom Nkululeko Ngomane. I've never received any assistance from government or any government source. Whatever funding or help in Tolago, it's either from friends or family members. The government, I think, we were younger 11 years. I remember first time when I wanted to do fashion. I wanted to go to fashion school. The school it was very expensive. So I went to the department. My first time in a government complex, I think it was 2010. 2010 or 9, somewhere there. And then for a government complex asking for sketches. I found the school. I know they can't assist at the moment with Elon assisting me to go to school in phones, but no, keep pushing. And then I met like a few people around the offices Alapana government complex. So every time I came with sketches that were improved, showing them this is what I did. They would call me to my exhibition. At that time, it was fun. I would say people from government are calling you from exhibitions, but like looking back, it was not working for me. For me, at that time, I feel like I won't say there's anything that I benefited from government. It was more like money boost, more like exploitation. Instead is from people outside the province or outside the country.
So were they paying you go to film exhibition because you need to travel, you need to go to figure lapha udle nanani ufaka indoda yakho lapha bebakubhadala ubutitela nje?
Now ever since being Tihambela, I think the only exhibitions that I was paid for I3, those are recent exhibitions. Nakona, the reason I was paid for recent exhibition is because I'm not gonna do it for free. When I started like talking, I can't do this for free. It's either you pay me or I'm not coming. So yeah.
So are there any other government officials who address because they they know your work. Ukuthi alona ngiyamgcokisa vele this official gcokiswa ngimi or makunema events uyeda bayeda like ubathungele or ne exhibitor nje usinadlala nje.
From the department, I'm not saying, but I won't say there's any, but like from like other departments, yeah, bakhona lingengasebenza nabo, but like within our like sports arts department, no.
So now, do you apply, because I think they do open for applications for funding as well as mhlambe uyafaka bese, because they cannot just sponsor you without them knowing ukuthi wena you need this much and do you apply, or you're expecting them to come to you because they see you? There are people that I talk to, then they tell me, no, it's high time those people come to us.
True.
I'm like, oh, okay, if you are saying so, but when do you apply? Have you applied before?
No, what I can say, I've told you I have a background in finance. I don't love paperwork, but I do have the background.
Sure.
So back in 2015, like my business was very organized. I was still young, but my business was very organized. Had like I still have like some of the files even. I had like a file, like I had files where I put like younger indo, like then I've applied for NYDA. From 2014, I've never received any help from NYDA. I had a file, Lebina, Yongelendo. I even had like someone that I hired, Lobegang, 7 manage the file, this file yamilon. If you figure when I'll just submit the file. So I've applied for Malon. I think the last time I applied for funding, department I once submitted Malon these proposals back in the days for 2014, 15. When I'm planning something, with guys from CCIFSA, I did a proposal submitted to the department. National Arts Council, the online one, because because apply 2 days to I can't get the information. But if you get a portal, you can see what I've applied before for Madonna. But unfortunately, maybe being applying in wrong the National Arts Council, because I remember the bag phone, but the application it was good, but in wrong. And then I think the guy as visa okay, next year we don't assist. Unfortunately, basically I think it was 2019. COVID, and then from COVID, I think I gave up the government 2019. COVID. That's why I gave up about like doing my applications to the government and all those things.
Then now 2009, former president of South Africa, Jacob Zuma, is establishing something that will help the arts, of which is CCIFSA.
Yeah.
CCIFSA is about pillars that are or sectors which the artists nominating sector leaders from municipality, district, as well as the provincial.
Yeah.
So you are a CCIFSA member and a sector leader of CCIFSA. Provincial. So which makes you go to your corner Ngomane department because you are a sector leader. How is CCIFSA assisting the arts in the province of Mpumalanga? Let's leave other provinces.
Okay.
And focus on Mpumalanga, in the province. Since you are a sector leader, and how far? Because being a sector leader meaning you are a mouthpiece.
Yes, that's true. you
are the voice. So what is the department saying? Because having events taking place in the province that needs designers clothing or whatever, but mattresses. How is CCIFSA or how is the art participating under your sector? Because Ibile is a state of the provincial address.
Yes.
I captured it. I heard a lot of officials that they were dressed by locals, most of them living in Babut. So congratulations to that. So then we had a provincial event as well, crowning Miss Mpumalanga 2023. So a lot of people that they were wearing designers clothing. Unfortunately, I was not doing the red carpet to question who trusts you. So I can't assume what Bala or Bala. So we have the Metro FM awards coming into the province. Before we had a Masadma. I'm not sure if you still want to have a Masadma. So most people they don't really wear clothes that they went to store to buy.
Yeah, that's true.
So as a sector leader, with these upcoming events that are taking place in the province, what is it that you are going to do in leading the people about designer timbahla ukuthi kube ngini le designer the celebrities, the people will be coming into the award ceremonies. I-department kube ngiyo lihambisa le voice because bathethe imali bayifaka lapha. How are we going to benefit as designers and as a sector leader? Yeah, remember, what's your plan in fact? Sure.
No, that's a good question. And actually question le expect kakhulu lesikhuluma. Sure. I mean the reason ingene to CCIFSA bengaya structure se-CCIFSA ngikale kusati makunabo president lo Chem Somi uyabona. So bengineke office lab just apply ngifuna bangisitting apply for National Arts Council and stuff uyabona. But I had no clue what CCIFSA uyabona. So last year we were nominated and then I was nominated to be part of the provincial structure as a sector leader. Actually, that's what I wanted to. I really many bengifuna kuba a provincial sector leader for design because that's where my passion is, and I work with my designers and my artists. So bengifuna kuba lapha kulelona. But ever since we were nominated, so far we're still waiting for induction, which I don't know ukuthi toba khona nini isikhathi sesihambile. I think sekuphele about 3-4 months but still balance a budget from the department uyabona. Mina as a sector leader I've went far as creating a page lily one the designers kuphela asempumalanga, so where we can share ideas, share plans list now, and then sikhulume nje ngetinto letiningi as ma designer nga-add some of the government officials and yonke lento leyo uyabona. And I do sometimes try making phone calls to some government officials or try to arrange meetings. But unfortunately, angathi or siyenda wrong lendo or sisafuna ukuthi sibe ne-induction sifundziswe ukuthi kwendiwa njani uyabona. But nyalo nama kusengangisebentile ngisafuna ukubona ukuthi tongisebentela njani uyabona, because I've raised leyo question leyo in a group list now. I've seen you raising that question ukuthi how are we gonna benefit kunawa malona ngeke sawabala boma the state of the nation or province address nyalo kunawa malona ma metro latawo uyabona. It's a question nami lengibutako, and I've tried like making calls kuthola ukuthi how are we gonna benefit, because ngesifiso sami bengifisile ukuthi as ma designers asempumalanga, since lendo itatu kwe province yethu, it must benefit our province. I'm not going to speak about other sectors, I'm going to speak about my sector. I'm no longer that much interested in dressing celebrities nani, but I do wish other designers would see but dress ma celebrity nabo, but not for free food. They must be paid for that because it's a craft. Like fabric and obviously designer ngeke isuke ejuice itela ingcuni or igcoke skipper sase Makam whatever shop finally ukuthi bafuna ba unique uyabona, agcoke something lekusinaye angeke ameshe nalomnye umuntu babe matwin uyabona. And the only way ukuthi kube njalo kufuna ba dress ama designer ethu uyabona. Ngibonile kubile ne launch, I think somewhere in Sentin some of our government officials were part of that launch uyabona. That I feel like that's where us as sector leaders and as CCIFSA we were supposed to be invited to those launch. Last meter corner interacting nabo somizi bo KO whoever celebrity le corner lapha, not ukuthi sifuna kuba famous but to try and negotiate with those people. Would say, hey guys, you are coming to our province, we have best designers, why don't we send maybe your manager or your team sendele maybe some of the work my designer A to maybe now you'll decide on your own goods. I like this guy can design something for me. We have Bo Mush, we have Bo Zanox, Sinabo Tumi, Sinabo Sesbusi, Sinabo MT Squared. There's quite a Bompilo, Matsulo. There's a lot of designers who are amazing in Mpumalanga that can take this opportunity but dress our celebrities. And a logo to Basitangani, good Sim wabo, Okone Bonagala. Like this is national, even international. But still, as now, I have tried, like, but as
so now, meaning,
now way forward.
Meaning now, the CCIFSA is not working for the artists because artists are having questions. In such a way, you could say, I'm also part of CCIFSA, it is a sector leader of the audiovisuals, but there are questions that people are asking, of which they expect that we should have the answers. And the answers, we should get them from the department. But then, the department seems like I snag, because they're just there for formality. They'll just invite maybe the provincial chair, I don't know and who. They just go there, I don't know to do what, because they're still not raising those questions. Go say, hey guys, wait. You heard the launch. No artists are in Mpumalanga, they perform. How is that the artists in the province are going to benefit? Because we heard a speech of the HOD saying that Mpumalanga should benefit 90%. But who have benefited? Who is part of that thing? Which artist? Which designer? Not designing. Where did they go bona? Mabagla launch over designer. Where is that designer? Let's move. So I will give where is that artist to go perform? Where is that prominent figure? This now province. So I know I'm going to be presenting an award there. They've already given me an invite. Everyone is having questions, and the CCIFSA structure is there to advocate for the arts. So what is now the way forward? Because meaning the CCIFSA is not working. So is it the structure that we recognize, or we don't recognize it because it doesn't work? People are telling us about waiting for budget. You don't need a budget to voice out.
That's true.
You need to sit, whenever there are meetings. I know of Ikusa Creative Workers Union. I know structure of Pencil as a push. So now Pencil is the chairperson. I know whenever cultural experience is coming, that better invite her, then they start to talk about artists, So now, Pencil is over other push back rich music, what. So provincial chairperson. Seems like he himself doesn't have answers. As a sector leader provincial, what was discussion with him regarding mat designers? Who's seen and what are the answers? If he doesn't have the answers, why is he still there? Why can't the structure as provincial say no chair? Seems like you're not leading us. Because every time you voice out, Pencil will call. Every time you want to voice out in the public space, Pencil will call. And I asked him, chair, wait. There is a time that will come and say, I don't recognize you as a chairperson of the CCIFSA because you're not doing justice for that chair. We need someone who will go there and ask questions, not someone who will go to not so much choose events. So when Ezula Paya, which meeting they attended as a province? The structures now are meeting. What are you voicing on those meetings? Because we cannot be playing here. We cannot be playing with the art. Ban by art.
No, that's true.
Yeah, so as much as bad, and
but like we work with different type of artists, so something they see fit. I like such questions. These are very challenging questions. I would see listening because they feel like they are offensive, but these are questions that are supposed to build us as artists. So far, I feel like the department doesn't even recognize the CCIFSA. Not even talking about like the chairperson or Ronjan, because I can see now he's an artist like Tin. I've called him. I'm sure now I'm the only sector leader in the province. Lukupa with structure. So now I now answer straight most of the time. Because I believe Guti Naye, he's not recognized by the department. I'm not gonna say much about Ilona CCIFSA because Nami here I'm a CCIFSA member.
Meaning CCIFSA now is not working for that.
Yeah, so for now I won't say we're doing anything because myself as a sector.
What is the way forward? What is the way forward? What is your way forward? Because now you will end up leaving that structure because it's not working.
Exactly.
Leaving the structure meaning as a driver of this bus or this train, now it goes without the head.
Exactly.
So there will be disorder and commotion again. So what is the way forward now? Because we need to participate in those events. We heard that we must benefit 90%.
No, my brother...
if there are no answers, who has got the answers?
What I can say, we have a department in the province, the head of my artist, which is a social department. ngabe yas-assista ukuthi into lethi kahle kahle bekufuna ngabe iworka hand in hand with CCIFSA nayo yonke lento leyo. And i-Department of Arts and Culture, I don't believe it was supposed to run project. It was supposed to support, because if Baranama projects like Jengalaw, they are killing they are killing the industry, my artists. Because they don't think for us as entrepreneurs. As my artists, we are business people, we are entrepreneurs. We're not here just for fun, just to do my sketches and create clothes or make music. No, we want to become brands, recognized brands. Like we would see, even no Masngasek Mkabin, they will know there was brands like Bo Versace, Bo Gucci. These people died a long time ago, but their brands are still sustainable. Each department was supposed to work with CCIFSA. As CCIFSA, we're supposed to knowing what's okay. Department is pushing my artists financially or however they were supposed to push, and then it's connecting my artists nabo mega, bo economic development, bo SIDA, so that our artists can be businesses. Formal businesses. And what normally most of the time the department is complaining about, they always complain, we are not formalized, just go together, as my artists. I created a group at the official department for them to see as my artists bambeni. We are formal, we are trying to unite ourselves and work together. And I've even went further in assisting some of my artists who are in my businesses. Last year, I've worked with Jumpstart. Jumpstart is an organization that was assisting my artists. But assist my business, register my business, but fund corner. We have like boy push out, emergency through Jumpstart. We have booking, they have programs at Jumpstart. But what is our department doing? Because it shows good as mat designers, or not mat designers, just creatives as in Mpumalanga. We are willing to work together and we are formalizing ourselves. But the department still does not recognize us. But put the question about goods. I'm meeting this now as a provincial structure. You are in the region. I'm sure it direction be finally need to legit in the province. You can't do anything if the province is not doing anything. So I think online we've tried having 2 or 3 meetings which were not successful because of load shedding. And I've tried interacting, but so far good. It's merely a budget, which I feel like we shouldn't wait for budget. If
the budget is for what? Is to give artists the money, or a budget
that's
for
why
an
I don't
office?
understand, because I don't think we should even wait for a budget, because meaning nines are not office. Mabad office ngabanigal ne Wi-Fi yongeland ngabanigal office structures based 7. Not that I'm undermining the structure or the leadership. I'm just like saying this: a budget is not something that should stop us, because before a department or anything, we were artists.
Come now 5 years or 3 years down the line, the speed or the pace that the new structure of CCIFSA come on us, do you think it will survive?
Hey, but I don't know, but me like that could me site in Lam. I love working. I love working and with different people, and my sector segment just divide up. As I told you, I don't see myself as a designer. I'm an artist, and I'm a mouthpiece. I'm an artist. So, me personally, with any other artist like on, if ever the structure ngabuni way forward, I'm gonna leave the structure, because it won't help me sitting in a structure that is not even recognized or is being disrespected by our government or our department. Like finally, good thing ngabe yes recognize, because njengoba ukhuluma ngemametro latago masopa abe khona. I've tried like asking questions. I remember you also asked questions. You were attacked, which I feel like it was not offensive. Mundo bekufanele ngabe uba offended into kuma question lanjalo bekufanele kube ngimi, because you were asking that question in my platform. But I was not offended. I felt like it's a good question to be asked, and we need answers. And if we don't have answers, we need to sit down. How do we come with answers? We department senda njani, because so far ne question lo ibutile ukuthi kahle kahle i-department kusukela singakhulumi nge-South Africa sikhulume nge-province yethu kusukela yaba khona i-department ngiliphi i-artist lengasikhomba lona ukuthi Nkululeko samdopa from scratch sambuilder wabayi-brand wabayi-business wathatha naye waba nalamanye ma-brands labangaphansi kwakhe nabanyalo ba-successful through i-department yethu. There's nothing that the department has done for us. The only thing that they do ma-programs labantu bita ntodla kudla khona like serious ngoba nema-programs and it's not ukuthi silambile yabona kona silambile mara hayi suswini silambile ngikuthi we need like we need assistance yabona la singakhona ukufinyelela khona yabona but bona basipita ukuthi sifike sidle kudla bakhulume 2 hours or whatever bahamba bobuya futhi next year or after 3 months.
Where is the budget going? Because we magune stop at the state of the provincial address. After that kuba ne MEC that is going to do a budget speech. So our department that is supposed to help the art, we can hear the allocated budget within that department. Where is it going? Because even with cultural experience, whereby the department is having event cultural experience, do you have a pillar of fashion show?
I remember I once ngapusha this question go Mr. Mkwanas. I didn't want to mention like names or what. Why don't I like say I'm doing shows in the province. I've done shows in all the regions of this province. There's no place where you can go la bangangati khona in the province in any of these regions. I've done shows ever since I was young in all the regions. And I know designers in all the regions. I was like, why don't we add a fashion experience, a cultural experience? Let us, as a sector, designers run this fashion experience. It benefits designers like I'm designers as Mbombela, designers as a Tabachew, designers as a Hertzibande, in all the regions. Maybe we take 1 or 2, whatever. We have Natus doing these fashion shows. We'll be doing my fashion shows soon for all the regions, where we can select some of the best designers and Yongelendo Leyo. But the end game, we don't want to just have best designers. We want to have designers that will become brands in the province. Designers that will go and compete nationally, that will go and compete internationally. Designers that will be sustainable, that will have brands that will sell in shops, advocate for them to sell Mr. Price to go to local malls. That's the plan. But if our department and we don't like our structure is still not having an induction, we're not gonna do it with the structure. Because we are in the process of forming a council, a fashion council, which is in msindo nayo lomkhulu kakhulu yabona kune council ngalana labanye form ama council. So I understand we're forming this council, and whether we are supported by the government or anyone, we're going to do this council with the group of designers Lalakon. We have people from KZN supporting us, Joburg supporting us, Cape Town supporting us. So we're gonna do it with those people. They will support us, will work as a hub, and partner with people from audiovisual, Nkola, Mbombela, will partner with all those people. But indole corner, since it's because mina ngikhuluma kakhulu nginaphuma to a topic.
No, you're pouring your heart. Yeah, sure. The platform is created for that. Sure.
So indole lona ye culture. I don't know who's doing cultural experience. I'm not familiar with a lot of people about organize such events. I normally see them when I'm familiar with people who are into the fashion space. My events are fashion. So
now what was the answer in asking the Pumalan cultural experience to have a cultural
I didn't receive an answer. I wanted to do a fashion experience there.
All right.
And I feel like we do need a fashion experience. If we have because fashion is part of our culture.
Yes.
We have Mandebele, like we fashion in Mandebele, Manfonga, fashion in Mashangan.
Yes.
We have cinema swat, it's fashion in Maswat, and we have designers that can take that fashion. This guy who Lona Castaprish is doing fashion in Malona, Maswati, Maswat. I've done for Java. I once did this other jacket as Java. Ngilhiya le Maswati, a trend almost South Africa yonke. So why don't they give us that platform where we can take our own culture, take maybe each and every designer or 2 designers per culture, tukwemashangani sibe na 2, tukwemandebele sina 2, emaswatini njalo kuna 2. Uyabona? Sende nathi nemapulana khona, sende nathi fashion yethu showcase ku fashion experience, which is hosted by people who understand fashion. Something that will be creative, where we can invite Joburg to come down and see all the provinces, to come down, even neighboring countries, Swaziland, Mozambique, they must come down and watch designers as Mpumalanga showcasing the fashion experience. Ingagcini showcase from there, because the fashion ikhulu kakhulu ekuqaleni ukuthi ifashion kunetimpahla ukubona ku runway lo say loka ngeke ngigcoke. That's what we call avant-garde. Avant-garde, that's where we can showcase design these cultural outfits or garments siwafake ku runway. From there we can invite fashion buyers. We have shops like Bo Edgar's. These are South African shops. We have Bo Mr. Price. We can influence these shops to say, listen, we have here na lemaswati, we have na ifashion emashanga na ifashion emandebele. We want to put na kubo lona ngubani gogo lopenda. Wakhona kupenda IBM wahamba wayalinya lombone kupenda iRolls Royce. Nathi
sinakho to test rice
alcohol yonke lento. Nathi as designers
mara kwazi ba artifacts wakhe akekho.
Uyayibona lento leyo. So nathi as designers we can do this thing. From fashion, from the runway, we break it down, send a jacket, lendwing here le maswati, le yongena Mr. Price.
What is now the way forward as we conclude? What is the way forward? With this whole thing that is happening, what is the way forward? Department of Response is supporting a structure this corner. What is the way forward? What do you think it should happen? What is the way forward? Because I think this is the last question that I've been asking most artists, because we cannot just say things and complain, but we must also advise them.
The way forward.
Yeah, we say how best can we work? Because in a structures the money.
That's true.
Yeah, so now it's been a strategy. I remember 2020, Saga was a strategy, because feeling like we didn't recognize CCIFSA because we had placards that we don't recognize CCIFSA, and we didn't recognize some certain things. So we physically went to the streets because we wanted them to hear our cries. So at the end, Nelson Mandela spoken something very good and crucial. We must use a pen. But mamunda Chica Vera actually but that's what the revolutionaries laba. So what is your idea or your advice? Working in a department, you couldn't recognize because this is so painful. Events yeah, so but I said my province in now we are funding but just no
budget.
Yeah, no budget, but people are coming and take money in the province.
Or go and organize yourselves.
Yeah, go and organize yourselves. So what is the advice esivala phinze usitshele ukuthi bakuthola kuphi nabafuna wena ukubhuka utokhona kubathungela abantu njengoba ke sesivile ukuthi yeah.
Okay. Into lekhona mina lengayisho advice or lengifisa ngathi singakwenda. I'm speaking nami as a member of CCIFSA and as a sector leader in the province of CCIFSA. Uyabona. Ever since I've been elected, I think saying 4 months, 4 or 5 months, somewhere there, we haven't done anything. When I cannot say because my camera there's nothing that have been done. I believe we will do something, but if we then there won't be a need for us. But I think way forward because I know we have like one of our members in the province national and I believe with our provincial chairperson and then with our regional chairperson Nani region like my sector leaders on if we have that communication, because my problem is communication. Because bantu bakhuluma ngekhuluma ukuthi uyangifonela ukhulume nami 2 minutes so it's just communicated. That's not communication. We need to have a clear communication as a structure first, as a CCIFSA, from the province to the region to the locals. We need a clear communication. And we need to stay away from Lendo Leguti if we are being challenged with my questions. Lalqiniso sesiyalo. No, like angeke uthi unemfati ekhaya and then uyakubonisa and then wena so ngoba wena unepower so uyamlwisa. Uyabona? No, if kungukuthi you're challenging me ngequestion, if mina ngiphethe ngequestion le ngibona ngathi yang-offend, athi ngithi buke ukuthi okay ngihleli njani. Ngithi lungise esitubeni sami la ngihleli khona and then ngibuke ukuthi umuntu ngisita njani wena bese se-assistana, because that will help us to have a clear communication as a structure first. Uyabona? And then we see, because obviously I'm not going to speak more about the department. Department doesn't recognize us. That one is clear. Uyabona? They don't recognize us. Even noma bangasibasi recognize ngemlomo, but it's clear because they continue doing events without us. They continue calling people outside the country. I remember there was a time they even called, I think there was, not even going to talk about, but they did like events where, like, my events like big artists. But my artists anga benefit like province. They should be like my artists like Usbawabega, like if babita skumba. Mundlu face le could finally go Mateo Nabongozi la to a poster. Because these are, we know them as much as we know Boskumba Nalamanye Nalabanye, but they must be in the back. Tinis Funakbona, our artist Funakbona in the Mnyasa Banfage on the poster as like the main act of this event. We don't care normally about as much as Batanza artist Etula National, but we want to see our artists being supported even financially. I don't know, we must also do away with this service provider thing. If Mnyasa, they must go there. If you manager, go to your manager, book Mnyasa. If we find it was 50,000, I'm going to 50,000. I would say when a service provider, a lot of 50,000 and include the 5,000. We end up 5,000. So, I mean, I have a family. So you can't just call me for e-workshop benefit. So as my artist, I believe we are organized, we are formalized, my group I communicate with artists on a daily basis. Number one, in the label my artist, make sure you comply. Because aksithi ukuthi ngihlale lana ngikhulume ngibangamsindo and then mabathi okay sikuvile ubangamsindo laphana iphi company yakho and I don't comply. Number one, as an artist, make yourself bunny business, take your craft as your business, be compliant, complier, have your tax papers in order, have your business registration in order, your company, your bank account, business account in order. Like if acting uzuqashe bantu bena 3 4 5 bantu ube comply. No, as comply thine sodwana, the department is not going to help us to comply because ngilaba funa kusishaya khona. They're not going to help us ukuthi sibe organized because ngilaba funa kusishaya khona. Let's come together as assistant in how can I comply, how can I register my company yonke lento leyo. Sitaneni lapho ukuthi the day batothi okay siyaniva bangamsindo up my document apply appel ufika ubashaye ngefile lena yonke lento lithingaka
sa apply last year 2022 ukuthi namoya bamnikeza imali bathi imali jikile
but they're not gonna like the department angathi maybe in future part lele khona lengathi yona mina enyala. I don't think they are ready to help us. Uyabona, or they are even willing. Uyabona, angicabanga maybe if bangasilethela lenye department but this is the new department, they don't see it. But so far I don't think this department is going to assist us.
Right, so much abathola kuphi abafuna ke ukuthi mhlawumbe bathungele or bafuna join your groups, if maybe your social media platform, your spaces where they can communicate with you, especially those ones who want to be in the field of designing and those ones abafuna kuphatheka on events that you are doing. So mina I would say continue to what you are doing. Department nayifuna ukuthola ngendlela and the CCIFSA ntonton, that thing I think we must revisit it and kusibuke ukuthi kwendekalani because cha kona ama events ayendeka and isiberekeli. So bakuthola kuphi bantu sesigojela Mr. Freedom
Nkululeko
GigaGuru.
Yes.
Sure.
No, mina mawufuna ukungithola on social media it's GigaGuru everywhere. My pages it's GigaGuru. Phone number yami 079 any artist nginema group lamaningi ema artist onke ma sector. So any artist lofuna kuba in any group angangitsinza ngimede. When it comes to kwenda timbahla, I'm not that much into like kwenda timbahla nyalo. I want to focus more into fixing
creative
space to because angeke ngisite
advocate.
Yeah, I'm
Wakhona 2020 that's in your lapha.
Bengekho mina no, by that time you know ukuthi I was focusing on my business. Bengumuntu lokuthi but and then I realized ukuthi no, listen. What was it? Well, like around that time, I didn't even care. Nganibona nipizing it. What comes alive in Palebo. Bo postponed what bo must fall. I was like, hey, I had my own things.
We sector strike the revolution. Because
maybe they want to last my level art.
I say thank you for giving me your time. So yeah. Ngikhuluma naye ke Freedom Nkululeko lana ke Mr GigaGuru bashithi ma platforms akhe GigaGuru Mbombela online. Why not Mpumalanga artist podcast sembe ukuthi kuvakele kuyohamba khambe qonze kuyohamba khambe kulunga. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Meaning DJ Mnyasa the mixing Buddha the advocate and I'm saying Hambe signing out. Peace yo.
Grind visuals. Grind visuals. Hello, sanibonani kamla mnguthina ngwakazungu and you are watching Grind Visuals. Nkulunkulu akanibusise.
Grind Visuals. #Memories in Motion.